I am your host, Carrie, giving us different perspectives on where we are and where we want to go on our journey. Thanks for being here, and I look forward to spending some time with you. Hi, everyone. Welcome back to the FoundHer Series. I have another incredible author who's joining me today from the Lighthouse Project, Volume 3, The Embers We Carry. So, Tiffany Santos, thank you so much for being here and for sharing your story with us.
Thank you so much for letting me be here.
It was great. I was so happy when you said yes to share your story. It's a unique story, but maybe not so unique when people start to read it. They'll either maybe know somebody or have felt some of the same things that you felt. The title of your story is From Inherited Shame to Chosen Strength. So you do speak about, well, I got to read it from the book because it was so good. It was, my name came with a storyline, but I chose to rewrite the ending. And when I read that, I got shivers because that's exactly what you're doing. So do you want to give us just a little quick snippet about summarizing your chapter so that people who are listening, there's going to be lots more in the chapter, but we want to give them a little bit of an idea of what you wrote about and why you decided to share this part of your story, because this is a chapter in your whole story. So this is one piece of it. Yeah.
So this is a big piece of my life. It's actually supposed to be about overcoming my last name.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, I was sort of already labeled, I guess you could say. And then I grew up in the same place that my family grew up, which probably didn't help at all. So it's definitely that eventually I had to hit a point in life where I realized that part does not define who I am.
Mm-hmm.
I am not the person that everybody kept saying I was. And it took a really long time to get to that place of understanding.
Yeah, like you said, the storyline, but your reputation, you had a reputation before you even came out of the womb.
Yep.
That was not a good one.
No.
And a young girl coming up already having these judgments really put on you. And you talked a little bit about the narrative of you're never going to amount to anything. Like, oh, that just like crushes my heart. I think of my 3 girls and to be surrounded by that narrative for so long. I mean, you're just an incredible woman. Like, you really
that narrative
are.
still tries to sneak in. It's still there.
Yeah.
But I've actually, I met, you and Lisa, because she's the one that got me into she told me about it. And I was like, yes, I want this so bad.
Yes. Yeah.
I really shifted the people I have in my life to the people that go, no, don't talk about yourself that way.
Yeah. Because it makes them uncomfortable.
One, it made a huge difference for them to go, hey, would you say that to me? And I'm like, no. And they're like, then don't say it to you. And I'm like, okay.
Yes.
I'm seeing the pattern here.
Yes. That was something big, wasn't it, during this whole, because I mean, you just really quite recently started your awareness journey of recognizing a lot of the patterns that you had previous, and you had kind of a turning point where you're like, this is enough. Like, it's enough. And it's time to.
Yeah. It was a big, it wasn't even big. It was big, but it was small. It was like one small piece. And then it just snowballed. And there's been so many times where I see it, but I stop, or I see it. And then there's somebody there going, yeah, but really, you're not going to make it. You're not. This isn't going to be successful. And I'm like, everything I've done so far has worked out pretty well.
Yeah. Yeah. So you're catching what other people are saying, and you're catching what you're saying to yourself.
Yeah.
So you're catching it quicker, which is such a huge example or a huge sign that it's really working. It's really working, because sometimes I know on my own healing journey, those thoughts would go in my head for days, weeks, months before I actually caught that they were going on in there. And now the more you get into this and that awareness piece, it's like, no, that's not true. Nope, that's not going to work. No, that is not my story anymore. So I love that you've gotten to that point that you can recognize it quicker and just like you're not accepting it anymore because it's not
Exactly.
yours.
Yeah.
So much of what you wrote about was it wasn't yours to carry. Like you've been carrying a load that was never yours to carry.
I had to learn to let go of other people's stuff that was not mine.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because there's and it still feels that way. There's still people talk to me and that's fine. But I have an issue where people talk to me and I hold it and I carry it and I'm like, what can I do? How can I fix this? And then I'm
Yeah.
like, wait, you can vent to me without me going, oh my God, now it's my problem.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. I can hear you and then I can just let it go back and not
Exactly.
take that in. That's huge. And I mean, you've got kids of your own, right? Do you have
I
four?
do. I have four biological, one
Four.
adopted.
Okay. So you're in that whole, I mean, parenting is a whole nother healing journey because man, oh man, do they bring out what we need to heal.
Oh yeah.
That's speaking from experience as well. So I mean, you've had um, a lot of mirroring, I guess you would call it, put back at you,
Yeah.
and you can either ignore it and dismiss it, take it all in, but you've chosen to actually process it and deal with
Yeah.
it, which is massive. Was it, can you tell me, I don't think you talked about this in your chapter, but did you go through a grieving period of wishing you would have had something different? Like, did you have to get to that point where you
I
were
went
sad
through my
about that?
whole
Like,
life feeling like the little girl that wanted her dad.
yeah,
And I'm not gonna cry.
yeah. Okay, okay.
Um, like there was songs my mom would sing me when I was a kid, and I would burst into tears and go,
Mm-hmm,
"But I want my daddy."
mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And it has been like that my whole life. And when I say my whole life, I mean my birthday was in November, and my dad decided to Facebook me then and didn't know it was my birthday. He just wrote me to complain to me about his life, and I turned around and said, "First of all, you forgot my birthday, and second of all, I still don't want anything to do with you."
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
And for me, like I get pulled back into his stuff so easily because he's my dad
right,
and I love him because of that.
right.
But I'm like,
Yes.
I'm in my 30s, you're in your 60s.
Yeah.
Your problems are no longer my problem.
Yes.
So,
And I love that you acknowledge it. Like this isn't a one and done. Like there's going to be things that keep coming up and pushing you and testing you.
yeah,
And it just feels so much of what I felt from your chapter is which I love that the line of work you've gone into because it feels like your body has been in survival mode for so long.
hmm,
And then you go and become a massage therapist. Like I'm just like, that's what you help people heal with the massaging and the moving of the energy. And I just think, wow, you've gone through all of that, and yet it's brought you to this place. And it's like you're healing people in your
it
practice.
feels
Like,
good. I like what I do.
yeah, yeah. And do you do that or have it done for yourself as well?
I do,
Do
yeah.
yeah.
I have two people that I usually see for massage, as well as I have three different people I see for Reiki,
Okay. So
just so
Reiki
that,
and massage, do you do Reiki as well? Or that's part of your practice?
yeah,
Yeah.
it is. I only started doing Reiki last summer.
Okay.
I think it's when I got all my certification.
Hmm. Hmm.
And so it's like I do it to myself.
Yeah.
And then like I said, I've just met the whole journey down this. I've met like wonderful women who are like, yeah, I'll help you with that. You seem really stressed out. Like
Yeah.
we get together and they're like, you need something. Let us be there for you.
Oh, and
Like
that's probably an uncomfortable thing
it
that you're
really is. Yeah.
learning how to receive, right? Because
Yeah.
receiving is one of the hardest things for people that have gone through trauma is the receiving part because it feels so unsafe.
Yeah, exactly. I have a lot of people. I've been blessed my whole life though with people who are like, "Oh, you need help with this? We'll help you." But I
Beautiful.
still hesitate and people are like, "Why don't you let us help you?" And I'm like, "Because I don't want you to throw it in my face.
Yeah.
I
Hold
don't
it
want you
against
to be
me.
like, but I did this for you, so you have to do that for me." And I'm like, "Nope,
Yes.
I
Yeah.
just told today I need to remember I don't have to do everything by myself."
Yes. Yeah. And the receiving thing is so hard for women in particular, anyways, in the best of times. Like somebody said that they're like, even when you go and get groceries and they offer to pack your bags or they offer to help you out to the car, it's like, oh no, 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 I got it. I got it. And it's like, no,
Yeah.
we don't have to. We don't have to if we can let them, like, I mean, that's what they want to do. That's what they're there for. They're offering, but we still have a hard time, you know. So, I mean, so much of what you wrote about with the what was it? I wrote so much down. I don't want to give away your chapter, but I'm like, I gotta write this word down too. Um, you learned very early on to adapt, appease, and disappear. Like honestly, there's so many lines in your chapter that I would pull out and make a quote. Like people need this. Like this is, I think you are going to really touch a lot of people. And again, people listening to these podcasts think you're saying the same thing all the time, but it's true. They may not have experienced what you experienced, but they're going to see something in themselves in your words. And if it's not them, it's somebody else that they know. So
Yeah.
maybe it's not the reputation that you were born with, but it was that feeling of being dismissed, of disappearing, of the shame of being told that they're never going to amount to anything. Those can happen in a lot of different upbringings, right? So there's so
Yeah.
much I think that is it's such a hard chapter to read because I mean it hurts your heart, but it's also so good. Like you're shining a light on something that many women, I say mainly women for who are reading the books, but there's so much um, of the unseen and being dismissed. So when women catch that in your chapter and then see what you are doing with it, how far you've come, and you're just not willing to accept anything other than what you want and you deserve. And you always have been deserving of that. But it feels sometimes like you had to kind of crawl your way out of a hole that you didn't put yourself in.
Yeah. I always tell people it's not a Grey's Anatomy quote, but it really was like I was drowning and I
Yeah.
was clawing my way towards trying to breathe a full breath.
Yeah.
And then just this past year, even like it's definitely been the last like 2 or 3 years, but this past year with everything that's happened,
Yeah.
I was just like, nope, I'm not doing this anymore.
Yeah.
And even this year, there's been times where people have argued with me, which is fine, or taken something I said the wrong way. And I'm
Yep.
like, oh no, I didn't mean it that way. I'm so sorry. But then they revert right back to, see, you're a bad person,
Yeah.
you're evil. And I'm like,
No.
I feel like me not lying to you is not evil,
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah.
but, and
So
that's,
you're do you have siblings?
I do. Yeah. I
Okay.
have one full biological sibling,
Okay.
and then I have four half siblings.
Okay. Okay. And do they know that you've written this chapter? How have you gotten
My oldest
any?
sister knows. I
Okay.
don't talk to the rest of them, so
Okay.
I don't know if
Okay.
they'll ever know this book exists.
Yeah. Okay. But this was something like tell me why you decided to share your story and what you hope the reader gets from it.
So honestly, I met Lisa at a retreat that I was supposed
Mhm.
to go to with my mom, and she was really sick, so she did not come.
Okay.
And listening to her, and she read part of her chapter. I don't know what, even just something in me clicked, and my whole body was like, "This is what you're supposed to do. You are
Wow.
supposed to tell a story." And at the time, like, I can't even be like, I thought I'd write a chapter. In that exact moment, my brain was like, "You're going to write a story, and it's going to be about overcoming your name."
Yeah.
And then even in our meetings, we'd talk about, maybe you'll start writing and it'll veer to something else. And I have so many things I could write about,
Yeah. You can write a
but
book, I'm sure.
everything I wrote
Yeah.
led right back to that. So I was like,
Yeah.
nope, this is the part I'm supposed to write.
Yeah.
Um, it was extremely freeing.
Good.
Emotionally,
Hmm.
it was like a roller coaster. I think I
Yeah.
read the first couple drafts to my mom, and as I read them, I like burst into tears, and I was like,
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. Oh,
And then I didn't really share with a lot of other people. My mom was definitely, I read her a lot.
Yeah.
And some of it, she's like, that happened. And I'm like, yeah, because I didn't tell my mom everything. So
Yeah.
now my mom's going to know a few more things.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
and basically for me, I wrote it so that I could let it go,
Yeah. I love that.
putting it back into the earth and moving on from it.
Yeah.
And for other people, it really was just, there's a lot of us that grew up feeling that way.
Yeah.
Whether it was, I want my daddy, to
Yes.
why am I never good enough,
Yes.
to feeling like you really like, whether it's an abusive relationship, a crappy parent,
Yeah.
or just really bad education, it can make you
Yeah.
feel like you really aren't worthy of these things.
Yes. So
So,
true. It's so true. So that was your why behind it.
yeah,
Because
I really,
writing is so such a healing process anyway. So I'm really glad because I think that was a gift you gave yourself as well, which I just love. But it's also a gift. I think it's a gift that we're putting out there. I really do. I think these books help women and talk about hard conversations. My favorite part about this is seeing courageous women like you who say yes, and even though it might have been scary and a roller coaster and very emotional, you did it from your heart to help somebody else and to heal a piece of you as well along the way. So how would you wrap up the what you hope people take from it? Because everyone's going to take something different, but if there was one thing that you could go, I hope they see this, what would it be?
I sort of hope that everybody takes from it that it doesn't matter what's happened in your past, you can move forward, and
Yeah.
you can always take all of the pain that the world throws at you, you can take that and you can turn it into something good
Yeah.
and positive, and you can choose to give good and positive things back to the world instead of repeating the patterns
Yeah.
of abuse that were done to you onto the next generation.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
we got to break the generational trauma. We got to
Yes.
break the curses, and we got to just move forward and make the world better, not worse.
Yes. That's a mic drop moment right there. That is definitely a mic drop moment. I think we should wrap it up right there because that is absolutely perfect. We have the ability to make the world a better place. And this is one way that we can do it. I believe that wholeheartedly. So you are going to be at the summit
I am.
where everybody gets a copy of the book. So they'll be flipping through your chapter. I know it. I'm going to have a hard time keeping everybody's attention on the speakers because everyone's going to want to be reading this book. I know it, especially once they meet all of you in person, which I absolutely love that you're going to be there. And then you're going to be on the panel, so we'll be able to ask questions, and the audience will be able to ask you questions. So I am super excited about that, and that you're able to make it and join us on April 11th. And everybody gets a copy of the book, like I said, as part of their ticket. And oops, sorry, I use my hands too much, and I always pull out my headphones. I think I did that twice already today. Anyways, all right. Well, thank you, Tiffany. I can't wait for everyone to get their hands on the book and to read your chapter because it is incredible. You did
Thank you.
an amazing job on making it all make sense in such a short. We only had a chapter for you to share your
Yeah.
story. So I think you gave us a very in-depth snapshot of what you've been dealing with and that reputation that comes, and it's not even yours. So it's great. You did really, really good. And there's going to be a lot of people that resonate with it. I know it. So thank you for being here, for sharing, for being courageous. And you're going to make a difference. You already are making a difference in the world. This one is just a written one, a written difference. So thank you so much. And we will see hopefully lots of you at the summit.
Yes.
And yes, get out and buy the book. All right. Thanks, Tiffany.
Thanks.